Hello, everybody. Good evening. Dr. Rao here. Hi, Elizabeth. I haven't seen you a lot. Hello, Gary. Yeah, I'm here to talk about my upcoming webinar on how to be in flow state. See, a lot of people, uh, they kind of overwhelmed, right? They're kind of lost in thought and multitasking and not really being in that state where when you do something, you really are not tired, you are effortless, right? I think you feel that. Yeah, everybody feels that. But the thing is, of late, people are not really being in the flow state that much. Okay, they're more lost in their past remembrance or future fears or worries or past regrets and all that. So always in the mind, not in the present and not in the moment, not in the uh, really enjoying what we are doing or trying to enjoy or trying to make it a challenge so it becomes more interesting. Okay. um, but there are systems that are ancient like a yoga and Advaita Vedanta. They talk about living in the present. I happen to really go that way for a long time. Now I really do cherish and enjoy and grateful whatever opportunity I get to serve my patients, my family, my friends, whatever, right? So I thought this is needed now for the entrepreneurs because um, we were doing Instagram. Not Instagram, WhatsApp group for entrepreneurs where I titled it more like a empowering entrepreneurs, and then see what they can really learn from our ancient wisdom and then apply them in their life. That way, they are really doing very well. Okay, so that's what we were doing, and we compiled more like a 30 problems for the um, entrepreneurs, and I was bringing up the solutions for those modern problems from the wisdom that I was able to absorb. And, it has been a practice also. It has been a habit of talking to people, of employing this, right? So in that spirit, I compiled all the 30 problems and their solutions, more like, gather it together as a book. And that book is going to be called uh, Sacred Strategy. Sacred Strategy. And that is, I'm compiling to submit to the Kindle. It's almost at the last stages. I just have to upload it and then it will be available on Kindle, both as a Kindle edition and also the paperback, right? But apart from that, I started this series, which is going to be really addressing a lot of those issues I talked about in the book. Starting with the first topic is the flow. Now, the flow is possible for human beings, and they could enjoy anything that they do, and they could really put their attention into what they are doing. Okay, so for me, it's like getting up in the morning and not getting lost in a lot of things, and knowing what is most important, doing them one thing at a time. Even if you have something you carved out as a goal and you have so many steps towards that goal, too many tasks, do only one task at a time. I have no multitasking business. I am. I do not encourage it. I do not do it myself, and I'm more like a what can I do? One thing at a time. That has saved me a lot of energy, and also because I enjoy what I'm doing, I get up in that effortless thing where you really enjoy and come out of it. If there's a problem where want to do it, let's pay attention to that. That's fine. But if there is no problem, why should we do it, right? So that's what I think we should be um, learning. Is there something possible for everybody? Maybe you have to practice more, and you have to see where you are. Some people are completely lost in the past, and then they recollect all the the things that they missed out, or recollect all the things that they made mistakes, and then things have gone wrong. I've done so many things like that, but I don't go and regret them. I kind of say, okay, that's all done. That's it, the water under the bridge. It is very easy for me because yoga taught me not to cling to things, but to really be perceptive about what is in front of me, and then devise ways to do things and go from there. Okay, so people don't do that. Lots of times people um, regret or understand that we have done all these things and this is not good for me, all that, right? uh, which people think it is human, but I would argue there is a better, stronger side of the human being, and that is by being in the present for me. So that's what I do. So I enjoy things that need to be enjoyed, like a birthday comes and we celebrate that fully. And I really celebrate all the occasions, by the way, and completely enjoy them, right? Make sure that you don't miss that in somebody else's life or dear ones and all. Suppose the festival comes, there are so many things that they do for the festival, and I enjoy festivals here and I enjoy festivals of India, both of them here in United States. So Halloween came at the same time. There was Diwali, which is a festival of lights in India. I celebrated both of them. I have more fun like that. So it's kind of living in the present moment and enjoying life as it is presented in a perceptive mode, not in a accumulated knowledge and all that, right? So that is something that is possible. Time and again, I see my colleagues are exhausted by their work or by their, they have skills, they have the talent, they have dedication, but when they go there, they approach like, I should be relaxing, I should be taking a break rather than doing this. So they don't really enjoy the work because their mind is occupied by something else, right? My style is, why don't you approach both, enjoyment at home and enjoyment at work the same way. And so make it like a challenge. In the morning I say, I'm going to accomplish this many patients charts today, for example. As a doctor, we have to document on all that, and not only document it thoroughly more. And that's like a challenge. I take it for myself, and when I'm doing that, I don't regret other things and all that. So I kind of immersed in what we are doing, and the more we are attentive, the more immersed we are, the more it seems effortless. And then you come out of it with the least. You can recall this. So suppose you are somebody who makes chairs or something, some woodwork, and you carpenter at home work, and you like to do those things apart from your main job or occasion, whatever vacation or whatever you have. Then you are carving the chair or you're carving a table or some repair work and all that. When you are doing that, if we take it like, oh, I like this, I want to fix this, and then you see how we feel. That is the flow state where your being and your intellect and everything is synchronized. So this can be learned. How do you learn? Try to be in the present moment as much as possible. That means pay attention to whatever comes in front of you. If you have attention to one task completely, then your general attention capacity to be able to be attentive for longer time increases. Attention begets more attention, suppose you are attention and you want to be attentive to something, but then you have different worries, different concerns, different probably some uncertainties in the future, they all going in your mind. Then you will be more focused on that rather than what is in front of you. That you don't want to do. Okay, so you want to bring you back by paying attention to your inner tension. Krishnamurti said this, if you are not attentive, pay attention to your inner tension. And then automatically you will bring back to the attention, right? And also he talked about present moment and the perception attitude, not from the data in your brain, but from the what is perceived by you, what is in front of you. That's an art that you can cultivate. That all you have to do is, I'm driving, let me pay attention to everything that my driving needs. Don't get lost because just because you know the way, and then mechanically you'll go there. That is a mistake people are doing. They lose touch with what is in front of them and they go behind. So this is what I'm going to focus on. How do you get to a flow state? What are the things you don't want to be? It's not like a striving for the flow state, but rather letting the flow state happen to you. Don't talk too much, don't think too much, just pay attention to what you are doing. If you can do that, then, but lots of times we identify with what we know, what kind of degrees we have, what kind of roles we are playing in society, and all that. Okay, that is the ego element. So transcend the ego element by really knowing who you are. So all that comes into it. So yoga really talks about not clinging either. Something happened in the past. You can learn from that past experience, but let it go. If you read a very deep, book that is really wisdom and all that, read the book, grasp all the wisdom, and then dump the data, dump the book rather, right, like that. Okay, and then suppose you are looking into the future, you are having a brainstorming, you want to devising a path to some of the things that you are thinking for your career, for your company, or for your family, whatever that is, major things, right? That's fine. But then come to some goals, some to a pathway towards the goal, and then when you're doing it, just to stay with that one task, complete it and go. That's what I do on a daily basis. That's why at the end of the day, I really pumped. I'm not really spent. I'm not really exhausted myself. For me, it's just being in the present moment awareness. I call that PMA, just to remember. So anybody has any experience like that and they want to share with me, you can come up and talk to me about it. This present moment awareness, I'm going to talk more about it on my webinar on Saturday. That's coming up at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern, and Indian Standard Time is at 7:30 p.m. They're ahead of us. That's why. There are a lot of Indians asked me about this, and they were in my group from India in the morning, and then they were asking about how to be better entrepreneur, how to save the energy, how to be accomplishing more, and they are also having the stress and burnouts just like here, and then they don't adapt to some of the things, and that's why they don't have the advantage of that. I happen to be best of America, best of India. So I kind of want to enrich my life both ways that way. And I also share. And what happens whenever you share, I gain a lot. I learn, I kind of cement what my understanding is, and also I kind of try it out some of the things that can help my friends and patients and family, which is happening. I'm pretty happy about that. It's not about just, uh, you know, improving the ego or aggrandizing the ego. That's not at all. The ego is transcended life because you see that's not really you. It's as simple as that. So I want to do 8 weeks of several topics of this series. In the series, we're going to talk about uh, the next week. We're going to talk about what is a comprehensive self-care for entrepreneurs. How do you take care of your body, your mind, your heart in the morning? That's what I do in the morning routine. I kind of encourage people to really get your body, mind, and spirit, and also heart get ready for your work. Okay, so I want the body to be strong and flexible and not having many tensions and all that. And I want your mind to be focused in the present moment. And you can do that by just being here and now when you're doing that. 1 hour I call about it's an exercise in awareness, right? And people can be with me through the hour. Don't think of anything else, just what you are doing, and that's how I keep the mind here. How you are breathing, what are the sensations you have in the body, what are the thoughts are coming. If the thoughts come, then treat them like objects, right? You see them they're like objects, like a sky, they're clouds. So these thoughts are clouds, they're come, and if you don't indulge or you don't repress, they will pass away. That is kind of preparation for deeper meditation, deeper awareness too. But then in the morning, you can start stretching, breathing, and also keeping your mind on the breath that's coming in and out and the sensations you feel in the body. And you kind of observe any thoughts arising there. Don't say thoughts should not come. Don't say I should suppress them. Don't say, oh, I will catch this and pursue what is going on. You can do them later. You can pay the bills. You can do everything later. Don't come to the session without doing all that either. Okay, or put them aside. If they're emergency, if something that you have to take care of it, fine. But otherwise, don't linger on things that you can delay. Linger on things that you can forget. Actually, I talk about vacating the mind before you go to sleep. Okay, so if you are doing that, then in the morning you have nothing to really look for except the agenda that is there, and then hold on to the agenda. If it's not emergency, like a physician, I will not attend to all the agenda in the morning because unless the emergency, there is no point me going there. So whatever I do, whatever the cases are there, whatever the situation of the economically or administratively in the clinic and all that, they can all wait, they will wait. Okay, and that's the kind of attitude you cultivate, right? And then throughout the day, whatever you do, give your complete attention to it. Okay, that is the important thing. This multitasking that people do is really robbing people of their attention, expansion of attention. People are not able to attend more than few seconds. That we know is happening. All these multiple stimuli come all over the place. You have emails, you have notifications, you have phone calls, you have so many reminders, and all these things come, right? Which is not really what we want to do. Okay, okay. So that's what we really look at. And then when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, put the devices away and vacate the mind. If there are positives, if there are some things that are emergencies that are not emergency, more important for you to do, write them down on a device or on the paper and then forget about it. Okay, that is important. I do that. It doesn't take few minutes for me because I don't retain much of it anyway. At least emotionally, right? And then I dump everything that is there, and then my mind is completely clear, and I have a deeper, longer hours sleep. So when I get up in the morning, it is detoxified. It is both the body and the mind are detoxified. And that's the purpose of the sleep. By the way, in this series, I have the one talk on what is restorative sleep. What is that quality of sleep that restores our body and mind rather to the good condition, pristine condition in the morning. And also I'll talk about nutrition, talk about the meditation, talk about the self-realization, and we are also going to have a session on facial yoga. I did it last year, and a lot of ladies appreciated that. They really loved it. So, but I'm going to talk about inner glow coming through your face, right? So it doesn't matter whether you age or whether have some disease and all that. You can always have the inner glow by really being established as a real self. Okay, we're going to talk about that. So these are all planned. First flow, then comprehensive self-care, and then what is the daily routine for an entrepreneur that is a winning routine. Okay, and also facial yoga, then nutrition. In the nutrition part, we're going to talk about what was the nutrition like in ancient time, and what is the especially ayurveda wise, what is the modern way of nutrition, because I'm a modern physician, and also what is coming up in the nutrigenomics. Based on your genome, you can customize diet for yourself, which is much better for you rather than going the other way around. Okay, so we will talk about that, and then we'll talk about meditation and what is to be meditatively aware. That means you don't sit down and do the meditation, but you're always in that meditative awareness. Very significant thing to understand, because a lot of people, they kind of stimulate the mind and let it go all over, and then sit down and calm it down. And again, let it go all over. That's what I see. But they don't enjoy this meditative awareness, which is calm, serene, and really being aware, being a thoughtless state, and then consciously using the thought and consciously ending the thought after that is used. Okay, I don't know that makes sense to you or not, but it makes a lot of sense to me, because most of the time I enjoy that silence, I enjoy that stillness, I enjoy the sereneness, and then it seems like common sense. So why do you have to worry ourselves with all the thinking all the time, which is quite a burden and takes away so much of energy. So I'm going to show you the effortless way to do things, that is being in the flow and doing it. You cannot think to it. You cannot do something to it. You have to undo something that you are doing that is taking you away from the flow states. Okay. I'm going to tell you one book. It's called Patanjali Yoga Sutras, which is a very uh, complex book, especially for the Western minds, because they were always thinking, and they think that's the only thing. You remember that French scientist who said, uh, I think, therefore I am. That is not agreed by the ancient cultures, because they said, I am conscious, therefore I am. In my consciousness, in my awareness, I can think. I can use the mind as my instrument. Very much. So they valued that. But I also understood what is the problem with continuous thinking and allowing the thinking to form its own pathways. That is what we know even now with the neuroplasticity. But they knew about it 5,000 years ago, and they called that samskaras. You can use samskaras for good, and you can use samskaras to annoy you, to give you a lot of problems. Many of my elderly patients, they do complain that their mind goes on continuously with memories of yesteryear. Maybe they were very busy at one time, and their mind is going back to those things, those memories that they don't want. But then they go on. They don't have peace, movement of peace. Some people. So they ask me for the sleeping pills, and I think that's really doing more damage for them. If they are on the sleeping pills, I won't withdraw it right away. I will try to cut down and withdraw it, taper it slowly, so that they are protected. But in the meantime, these behavior modifications, these techniques that they can learn about calming the mind, stilling the mind, and all that, many people cannot do that easily. So we have to be there for them to learn that and use that. Okay, so we will do that. And I will try to share with them how to really be in that natural state of awareness, natural state of thoughtlessness, and then use a thought only as needed and stop it as needed. First of all, many people think this is impossible, because thought is running so fast, so electric, right? And you want to bring in all the experience, all the readings, all the information that you have loaded up in your mind. That's the problem. Okay, don't do that. Okay, if you have tasted that serenity, that stillness of thought, and real silence of the thought, the taste will bring you back. For this, you don't have to adopt a particular religion, or you don't have to adapt to being a slave to somebody, some teacher, or some guru, and all that. All you need is really investigate, understand what is the perspective of the ancient people about these thoughts and beyond thought, and why moderns are not able to go beyond thought. Once you understand that, you can live like a modern person, using the thought as needed and then ending the thought. And there's a book by I think Jiddu Krishnamurti. He wrote about ending of thought, and go and read that if you are. And also, I'm going to also show you one book titled Flow. That's a very good explanation by Mikhail. He's the Russian author, and but he's living here, and that he's very uh, he uses reference to the Patanjali Yoga. He says that's the best system for you to be in there. Okay, so uh, if you are concentration, if you have to have attention, if you want to have focused mind, he says the Patanjali Yoga is the best system he has seen of all the systems that he has explored. And then his book is very, very good. Okay, I think everybody should read these two books, Flow by that Makal, and then Patanjali Yoga, which was written several, centuries ago. So I benefited immensely in not being carried away by my own thought, able to enjoy things as they are presented, and really respond to things rather than emotionally reacting to things. I don't allow that emotional reaction, because I feel like that's such a waste, and there are a lot of people do that, and we don't have to do that. With practice, we can get to that. Okay, so Saturday, 9 a.m. Central, and we will be doing that. Okay. So if you guys want to come, there is a link in the profile. I put it there for the registration. You can do that. I'll be happy to receive you. Obviously, I have my WhatsApp group for the entrepreneurs, which we meet every day morning 7 o'clock. My central time, and then that leads to the at 8 o'clock. My morning routine for entrepreneurs. And this is more like a offshoot of all those we have been doing every day. Basically, I kind of try to give them a problem that a modern entrepreneur is like an information overload, like indecision, imposter syndrome, or lack of confidence, a time of indecision, or financial instability. All these are, I pasted them, right? I pasted them, and I was lucky enough to be introduced to the ancient wisdom, which has come to my aid. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not a religious person in the sense I go and identify myself with Hinduism. No, I am more like a not religious but spiritual. That is the category that is growing the highest in the United States also. So I don't go for the rituals and all that. I go for the knowledge, understanding, insight, and that way, uh, what this Patanjali Yoga did was it kind of turns the mind on itself to study itself. Mind studying your own mind, and that's why people have a difficulty, because they can't really distance themselves as the mind as the tool. I can. That's why it's easier to study the movement of thoughts, movement of emotions, as your inner self. That's why it is so much easier to enjoy the silence, enjoy the stillness of thought. So I'm going to talk all that, and then I'll show them how that can be interpreted into the modern life. Just because you're thinking continuously, you are kind of scholarly, you kind of accumulate data, doesn't mean that you are very smart. In my view, that's really putting yourself to exhaustion. That's what's happening. The stressed out people, the burned out doctors, and all that, they allow themselves to be continually be neurotic, thinking all the time. And some of the people identify being, oh, I'm such a scholarly person. I know I'm erudite. I can repeat so many things. All that is really eating their mind, and then they to a state where they can't even live. Some people want to shoot themselves in the brain because it is going on all the time. So it's a serious matter if you look at that way. And if you look at the other way too, having fun, having enjoyment of work and the relationship that you have, you got to really don't cling on to things. Let them go. If it has happened yesterday, that's it. Okay. So it's a kind of important thing, So you have to understand that. Okay. So anybody has any questions, or can I close the room now? Okay. I just came here to once again announce. I did that this morning, but again I came because just to tell you guys that this is happening and you could come and join us. Obviously, I will do it. Even few people are there, but I want more people to be using this. That way, they can have more energy saved and more of fun and more of one of the friends of mine, Rocky, she is a star on the Instagram. She's a really a big deal. And we became friends on Clubhouse. And one day she told me, "Oh, I cannot stop my thought because I'm continuously working and continuously going on." And that's really a bother for her. Then I told her, don't do the multitasking. Just do one task at a time, at any given moment. And she took it too serious, and then she began to do that. And then she came back and told me, you know what? I did equal amount of work, maybe more some days, but I'm not exhausted. That is being in the flow state, understanding flow state, one task at a time. Try that and see. There are so many obstacles come because of your ingrained thoughts come up, your perception of notifications come up, your I don't know, lack of understanding of the thought structure, how that goes, all that you are ignorant of it. Modern people are, many of them are. There's no doubt about it. If they still know it, if they are smart and they're doing it, then that is the neurotic. What you know doesn't work, but you do it again and again, then you are neurotic. Okay, so but that is I don't want to say to people this is something that you want to really do that, but it's more like you pay attention to it, and then you kind of get the benefit of your own inner energy that's not depleted. When you are in flow, you don't feel like you are working. You don't feel like you are spending a lot of energy. Okay, so that's what I was meaning to tell you guys, and it's a very important topic. If you are really not having pure sleep, not having able to communicate with people, for me, for my patient care, and then even now, when I don't have the clinic, but I have the online consultations happen all day, people come to me from minor problems to really big deal for them, and they come in, they kind of have to have a rapport with me where they feel I am there with them in the moment. And I cannot pretend this. They can feel it, right? If I'm listening to them or not, Am I judging them? Am I kind of, I am holier than those? None of it. But when they come, they usually feel I'm listening to them because my attention is there. I'm truly listening. My clamor or all the noise of my intellectual conclusions, they're all put aside because I want to listen to what is happening here. That kind of presence, you can feel that, and then the patients feel it, and then usually they tell me this is a common comment I get. When I came here, I'm very heavy with a lot of worry, a lot of thought, a lot of depression or really worried about so many things. But now that weight of mind is gone. After half an hour or so after they talk to, because I bring them to this present moment, to the perception of what is going on, rather than thinking about it continuously in a cyclical manner. Don't do that. You can think for the solution, but then stay with that. But then again, you go back to the front, and then again, that is the cyclical thinking. That we don't want. That is the one which robs all your energy. But when you're doing some stuff in flow, don't give all your explanations. You're thinking, I don't need that. Are you in the present moment each time? Okay? Moment to moment awareness, not your intellect, not your thing. That is not really needed, and you'll expend that, right? You will be really doing a lot of problems like that. Okay, so Saturday 9 a.m. Central and 10 a.m. Eastern and 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I'm going to have this webinar on Zoom, and the links are there in my profile, and you can go and. I have not updated other channels, but I did on the new vibe. So I'll be doing that in all profiles, and people can go and reach there and join us with that link. Thank you, and I'll be seeing you again later. Bye bye.